This is the first predator to ever visit Earth, yet he becomes the most dramatic hunter in the entire predator race. He is capable of tearing a giant bear apart with his bare hands, and his weapons and equipment are extremely advanced, but his fate turns out to be completely unexpected, leaving audiences thoroughly satisfied. The story takes place on the American plains in the 18th century, where a group of Comanche people live as nomadic hunters, and the girl, Naru, is one of them. One day, Naru is hunting a deer when a sudden explosion echoes across the sky, frightening the animal away. When she goes to investigate, she discovers a massive spacecraft appearing in the sky. After returning to the tribe, Naru tells her brother what she saw, believing it to be the Thunderbird from tribal legends. She hopes that one day she can become an outstanding hunter like her brother, but he does not take her seriously because, in their tribe, women are not allowed to be hunters. What they do not realize is that what Naru saw was actually an alien spacecraft, and an invisible predator has already arrived on Earth. Eager to prove her worth through a trial, Naru sets out on a journey to find the legendary Thunderbird, accompanied by her hunting dog. Along the way, Naru discovers a brown bear feeding by a river. Suddenly, the bear stops eating, as if it has sensed a dangerous presence. Naru assumes the bear has noticed her and immediately raises her bow to attack, but she pulls too hard and snaps the bowstring. This misfortune exposes her position, and the bear charges straight at her. At the critical moment when the bear is about to pounce, the hunting dog rushes in to distract it, buying Naru time to fix her bow. After fixing her bow, Naru leaps down from the hillside and fires an arrow at the bear chasing her dog. However, the damage is nothing more than a scratch to the thick-skinned beast. In a life-or-death moment, Naru dives headfirst into the river and hides among a pile of branches by the bank. But the crude shelter is no match for the bear's assault. At that moment, the bear suddenly stops attacking, drawn by a different scent. The bear turns and walks into the water, astonishingly fighting against thin air, and the one battling it is the predator. The sight leaves Naru completely stunned. With a final devastating punch, the 600-kilogram bear crashes to the ground, lifeless. Before Naru's horrified eyes, the predator lifts the bear high into the air and feeds on its blood. Terrified, Naru uses all her strength to dive back into the water, while the predator locks on to her escape. When Naru finally resurfaces, she immediately heads back toward the tribe and soon encounters fellow tribesmen searching for her. She tells them everything that just happened, but before they can fully react, strange noises echo through the forest. The group instantly prepares for battle, only to discover that it is merely a few porcupines, allowing them to relax slightly. One of the tribesmen steps forward to retrieve the prey, when 3 laser-red targeting dots suddenly appear on his body. Before he can react, a scream rings out as he is instantly killed by 3 razor-sharp arrows. The remaining tribesmen are terrified, anxiously scanning their surroundings, but they see nothing at all. Soon after, the arrows embedded in the dead tribesman's body are pulled out by an unseen force. The group immediately begins attacking the unknown presence around the corpse, causing the predator's cloaking device to malfunction. 2 tribesmen rush forward and engage the predator in close combat, and one of them is quickly thrown away with tremendous force. The remaining warrior has both of his arms severed before being finished off by the predator, while the tribesman who was thrown away seizes the chance to strike back, driving a spear straight into the predator's foot, only to be killed moments later in return. At this moment, Naru finally recovers her axe. When she sees the predator turn its attention toward her, she does not hesitate for a second and immediately runs. She quickly escapes the forest and reaches a field of reeds where she encounters another tribesman hiding there. The 2 plan to ambush the predator using the reeds, but the predator has already detected them through thermal vision and locks onto them with its laser targeting system. Realizing the danger, Naru grabs the tribesman and runs, yet the predator is far too fast and soon catches up to the one falling behind. Without hesitation, Naru runs back into the forest, only to be caught by a bear trap that clamps onto her leg. The pursuing predator picks up the metal chain on the ground and examines it, then suddenly disappears as several European colonists arrive on the scene. Without saying a word, they knock Naru unconscious and take her back to their camp. When Naru wakes up, she finds herself locked inside a cage, and the colonists have also captured her brother, who came searching for her. It turns out that these men are also hunting the predator and plan to use the siblings as bait to lure it into a trap they have carefully prepared. Soon after, the 2 are tied to a tree, while the others lie in ambush nearby, waiting for the predator to appear. As 2 guards keep their eyes on the bait, the horses behind them suddenly panic and break loose. When they turn around, they find that all of their companions have already been slaughtered. Moments later, a surviving man screams and runs toward Naru, only to be instantly killed by the predator's spear. Covered in burned ash, the predator's cloaking device completely fails, and its true form slowly becomes visible. As the predator slowly approaches Naru, it accidentally steps into a bear trap. The ambushers immediately pull the chains, tripping the predator, and throw a large net over it. Before they can celebrate, the predator suddenly rises and launches a counterattack, hurling another net that crushes one man and the tree behind him into pieces. The predator then pulls out another weapon and smashes the bear trap at its feet. At that moment, a bullet strikes him, prompting him to deploy his circular shield to block the heavy gunfire. Taking advantage of the brief moment when his enemies reload, the predator counterattacks again, pinning one man against a tree and expanding the shield to slice both the man and the entire tree in half. Amid the chaos, Naru manages to reach a bear trap and tosses a stone onto it, instantly snapping the rope. She and her brother then decide to split up, with her brother going to find a horse to prepare their escape, while Naru heads back to the colonists' camp to rescue her hunting dog. Meanwhile, the colonists have suffered heavy casualties, and the remaining men focus all their firepower on the predator, yet the damage barely affects him. Having lost his patience, the predator manipulates his wrist device and moves through the mist, gradually disappearing from sight, leaving behind only a wrist-mounted device on the ground, ticking down in a silent countdown. After the explosion subsides, bodies are scattered throughout the forest, and the predator uses a special healing compound to rapidly treat its wounds. Not long after, Naru arrives at the colonists' camp, where one man is preparing to kill her hunting dog for food. At the critical moment, Naru suddenly charges in from the side and engages him in a fight. With only a few elderly, wounded, and weak guards left in the camp, Naru quickly brings the confrontation to an end. As Naru prepares to leave with her dog, a surviving man with a broken leg returns to the camp. He offers his musket in exchange for medical treatment. Since Naru is in need of a more powerful weapon, she agrees. While treating his injury, the survivor continuously explains how to use the firearm. After learning its operation, Naru feeds him orange blossom, a plant that can stop bleeding by lowering body temperature. At that moment, a strange noise echoes nearby. Naru quickly hides, while the immobile survivor lies on the ground pretending to be dead. The arriving predator begins scanning the area for traces, but because the survivor has just consumed the orange blossom, his lowered body temperature prevents the predator from detecting his heat signature. Naru suddenly realizes that eating the orange blossom can help evade the predator's pursuit. After failing to find its target, the predator turns to leave, only to step directly on the survivor. Without hesitation, it kills him on the spot. At that moment, Naru's dog suddenly runs out barking, and the predator immediately raises its weapon and aims at the animal. In the critical moment, Naru's brother arrives just in time and strikes the predator, knocking its mask away. The fallen mask locks onto a nearby tree, and when the predator fires, the projectile strikes exactly where the red targeting dot points. It turns out that the crossbow bolts are guided by a targeting system. As Naru's brother keeps drawing the predator's attention, every attack made without the mask ends up curving toward the same tree. This crucial detail is noticed by Naru as she hides behind it. The predator calmly retrieves its mask. While her brother continues to distract it, Naru quickly loads the musket, preparing for a sneak attack. However, when she pulls the trigger, the gun fails to fire. In desperation, Naru screams to draw attention, allowing her brother to leap forward and drive his telescoping spear into the predator, then follow up with an arrow. During the intense fight, the predator gains no clear advantage and activates its cloaking mode. As the two search for their enemy, the predator launches a sudden ambush, impaling Naru's brother with its claws. It then slowly advances toward Naru. With his last strength, the wounded brother stabs a bone into the predator's thigh. Enraged, the predator kills him with a spear. But when it turns back, Naru has already disappeared. Reaching the riverbank, Naru washes the blood from her body. The loss of her brother fills her with grief, and she vows to take revenge. As night falls, Naru awakens beside a rock and notices a colonial leader standing across the river. She raises the musket ready to kill him, but a perfect plan suddenly forms in her mind. Seizing the moment, she rushes forward and knocks him unconscious. When the colonist wakes up, he discovers that one of his legs has been severed, while Naru sits not far away. For the man who indirectly caused her brother's death, Naru decides to use him as bait to lure the predator out. She deliberately allows the colonist to hold a musket, making him appear threatening, while she consumes the prepared orange blossom herself. She then whistles to draw the predator's attention. Using thermal vision, the predator immediately spots the colonist on the ground, ignores Naru completely, walks straight over, and decapitates him with its spear. As the predator bends down to collect its trophy, Naru raises the musket and shoots off its mask from behind. Taking advantage of the momentary disorientation, she grabs the mask and escapes, marking only the first step of her plan. Naru then makes her way to a swamp, where she carefully sets traps and places the mask at a predetermined spot. Before long, the predator tracks her down, while Naru hides quietly in a nearby tree, waiting for the right moment to strike. Without the assistance of the mask, the predator becomes extremely cautious. As it searches for its target, Naru leaps down from the tree and launches a furious assault. In the next moment, she is violently thrown aside. The predator picks up its spear to strike back, but at the critical moment, Naru's dog charges in and saves her with a flying tackle. Taking advantage of this opening, Naru lures the predator toward the next trap, where thick branches tear into its skin. Seizing the moment, Naru quickly grabs the predator's spear. As the predator lunges again, she swings the weapon and cleanly severs one of its arms. However, when Naru attempts to continue her attack, she realizes that the spear is no longer under her control. With no other choice, she switches to her axe. But even with the predator badly wounded, she is still no match for it, and is ultimately pinned to the ground with one hand. At the brink of death, Naru reacts quickly and kicks herself backward, wedging her body between two stones and barely blocking the shield's frontal strike. Even so, the razor-sharp shield continues to press down. In a desperate moment, Naru rips out one of the predator's fangs and drives it deep into its body. As the predator recoils in pain, Naru manages to break free. She immediately commands her dog, which rushes over carrying her axe. And after catching it, Naru leaps onto the predator's shoulder. She tightly wraps a rope around the predator's neck, then jumps away and pulls with all her strength, dragging the predator straight into the swamp until it sinks beneath the surface. The swamp's calm does not last long, as the predator suddenly emerges once again. With its body trapped by the mud, it can only rely on its ranged weapons to fight Naru. This is exactly the moment Naru has been waiting for. As the predator aims its weapon at Naru, the mask placed nearby locks onto the predator itself, using its targeting system. When the predator pulls the trigger, the projectile curves past Naru, arcs through the air, and strikes directly into its own head. Covered in green blood, Naru returns to the tribe carrying the predator's head. What was meant to be a rite of honor for the predator ends in defeat at the hands of a human girl's intelligence. In an age dominated by primitive weapons, Naru's victory is nothing short of a miracle. Yet what truly brings her triumph is not strength, but her fearlessness and wisdom. The story ends here.